What's up, GG Nation? GG Legion. It's your fella, Straussman, the GG himself, your host and moderator. And I just want to start out this video before we dive into our Persona 5 non-spoiler cast with my man here, Chad, which I'll introduce in a second. I just want to do a couple more plugs. I plugged this in my other pickups video. It's Expo Converge something. Like I'll plug it in the details here. They're gonna have two of the voice actresses for Persona 5, so it is with congruent with the show. It's gonna be Erica and Cassandra. They're Morgana and Futaba respectively. I'm excited. I cannot wait to get this steelbook signed for sure from Persona 5. Definitely plug that. I also want to shout out to everybody. Our channel is about a week old, and we almost have 400 views already. We're at 382. I want the subscribers to get up a little bit. I'm about at 20, at 18. I'm not going to beg for you guys. I just want you guys to stick around, hang out, have some fun, enjoy the party. We will get better with the content and everything. I am uploading gameplay a lot recently. I might expect some unboxing videos this next week as well. Today, maybe one. I might be getting a gold PS4 because I am the GG, and I need to have a gold PS4. I just feel like it's right. I got a gold phone.
Has a gold phone.
Yeah, I think I need to have that in my life. So let me plug this really quick. Show this to you guys again. It is in. Oops, sorry. It's in St. Augustine, Florida. If you guys don't live in Florida, come through. Come visit us. It's in October.
It's really hot.
It's super hot and it rains all the time. It's October 27th through the 29th. I'm excited. I had an interesting story. If you saw my pickups video, when he saw my shirt, my Persona 5 shirt here, handed this to me.
Shout out to you, ChadCon.
Yeah, shout out to you. It's also going to have the Final Fantasy 15 guys, the 4 main protagonists. So if you guys want to get some stuff signed from them, they're all great voice actors as well. I'm going to have an unboxing of my favorite anime of all time, so hint, hint, to people that really know me. It will be here, the Collector's Edition, next week, so I'll explain that a little bit when it comes, and I also got a couple more things coming in, so just stay tuned. We'll surprise you for the unboxing. But with all that said and done, sorry, long intro, non-spoiler talk here. We're going to talk about the greatness of Persona 5. Chad's been waiting a long time. Chad, welcome back to the show.
How you doing? Everybody?
Welcome back. Thank you for coming
ladies,
back.
Ladies, gentlemen, Jeffries.
Yeah, ladies and Jeffries, thanks for coming back.
Run the gag, bro.
I am really... Yeah, it is. It's straight up a running gag. We are a bunch of jokesters and pranksters on the show, so definitely enjoy. I'm really shout out. Almost 400 views for being a week old. That is insane. I forgot to mention also the minute time. It's over our minute time is over 2,000 already. Wow. I mean, people are watching. Just stick around. Just enjoy. We'll get better. I'll learn annotations and stuff and editing.
Please give us your feedback too. Let us know.
I want to get
let
better.
him know at least.
Also, this man had a brilliant idea. I forgot to plug that in. SoundCloud. That's absolutely. There's a lot of guys, and gals and Jeffries that don't have iPhones, so SoundCloud is perfect. He mentioned it to me. That's why he gets paid the big bucks, and I just hang out. That's why I just hang out here. So, Chad, again, welcome back to the show. How'd you get into Persona 5?
Honestly, it was your fault. It was all your fault. The 160 plus something hours I spent on this game is all Levi's fault.
Probably a good 50 of those hours are just leaving your console on.
I want to say about 20. Because remember when I finished it, it told me 194, and I figured that probably 30 to 40 hours was me just sitting there, either listening to music or doing, just
you had a
taking a nap.
Yeah, you had some tough decisions to make for sure. You were definitely thinking about it for a long time.
Oh, I did.
I finished the game 107 hours, 108 hours. First playthrough, got the true ending. Chad also got the true ending. So we'll talk about that in our spoiler talk. But, you told me honestly that it revitalized your gaming there a little bit with Persona 5. And I told you this game was just a special series and a special game.
This is what I wanted to get into you with.
Yeah. I'll talk about how I got into it after he's done. Let him talk.
My best memory playing video games was with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is the game that brought me back into it when I was kind of like in the transition phase in high school and middle school, where I was like, I'm getting sick of video games. And then when that game came out, it re-sparked my joy and everything else that I liked about playing video games. Sorry, I like to look down.
You're fine.
And it goes from everything, from the story to the music to the art to the development of the actual game, the way it plays, how attached you get to it. It reminded me a lot of my time playing Kingdom Hearts, and that's what, truthfully, that's what attracted me the most about it, is the fact that it did stick out, and it wasn't like all the other games that are, it's not like Call of Duty, obviously. It's a JRPG, it's a story.
Yeah.
But it attaches itself to you. And if you actually let the story sink in and everything else, it's very easy to get lost in a game, especially
if you get over that hump, because a lot of people's complaints with 3 and 4 is that there's a long there's a long intro before you really get into the gameplay and you dive in. This Persona 5 basically throws in right away. I was about to say, right from the get-go.
It's a slap in the face right off the rip.
Totally unexpected. How I personally got into Persona series, I remember the guys from Game Trailers. I remember watching the reviews for Persona 3 and 4. And, I loved Final Fantasy 12 and everything. That the most recent Final Fantasy I played, but I was looking to play something else. I was a 19-year-old when I got hired at said place right out of high school. It only took me 8.5 years to leave, but I'm free now. And I checked this one out. I checked out Persona 3, and it changed what a JRPG was for me completely. Completely changed what a JRPG was for me. I was so engrossed of the voice acting. It was the first time a game really made me think about how good voice acting could be, and it's a testament to the English writers and the Japanese team and everything like that. But Persona 4 came out a few months later, and I was like, one of my very first paychecks, I was like, I have to pick this up. And I put my first playthrough, I probably put 120 hours into this game easy. Absolutely love that story. These two are pretty much like Final Fantasy 7 and 10 for me. They're like my kids. I love them so much. It's hard to choose between all four of them for me. If you want to show them closer, sorry. I have that one signed by Troy Baker, too, by the way, who voiced Kanji in that game. So thank you, Troy. Fan of the show. He said it, not me. But it's a real special series to me. You really get emotionally attached. It's a testament to the voice actresses and voice actors, the writers of the game, and the decisions you get to make. You really feel like you're impacting people's lives, and it's really a testament to just Persona. And it's getting like Persona 4 Golden. I didn't know how this game could, because this is the truest form of Persona 4, and I don't know how this was the perfect JRPG for me. I didn't know how much it could get better, and sadly, that's why I'm not a game creator. Persona 5 was so much better. I knew instantly. I know you've heard this many podcasts. The first 28 minutes, I got this game early. I got an early birthday gift from Amazon. Super early birthday gift. Got it a day early. And the first 28 minutes, I could tell, after putting 400 hours into these two, 500 in total with Persona 3, the first 28 minutes, I knew this game was better than all three of them combined. And it was shocking. I was so shocked. I'm excited to see what they do next, because this game was just a beautiful experience. That basically wraps up all our first points. Was there anything, you already said what you love, was there anything you disliked, what you wanted to be changed a little bit?
Initially, with my thoughts of the game, no. I have a few complaints about some things that took place during the story.
Okay, so we'll get to that.
But that's obviously for later.
The only dislike I could say is that, this is a little bit later too, but I wish the group kind of acknowledged your relationship if you dated within the group a little. They really don't. I know that would be a pain in the booty to rewrite and kind of get there'd be extra lies.
I mean, you kind of hide it. It's not really made apparent to everyone.
Yes,
it always happens.
Yes, but I always would like to, see that acknowledged. They kind of acknowledge it in the end a little bit, not like of the end, like with that particular character. They wish you something. I won't say. I won't say. We'll wait till spoiler talk for that. And the only real complaint I could say is there was no chicks with glasses in this game.
Yeah, there was.
Not that you could romance.
Yeah, there was. Are you sure? How do we even know that's an option? Neither one of us did that.
Well, I know of all the chicks you could romance in the game, and none of them had glasses. I know the reason why I bring that up. I don't know why. I think I like chicks with glasses. That's always been my thing. I've always liked chicks with glasses, and Persona's 4 thing was glasses. Like, everybody had glasses to see in that said other world. I won't spoil that game. That's another time for a different show. So, all right. So, party member wise, who was your favorite
of the actual party members?
Yes, within your group. Who was your favorite to use, or what you like personality wise the most? Not talking about romance option or anything. Just party.
The most useful character, I think, is Morgana.
Yeah.
She's definitely not.
Oh,
he's definitely not my favorite. Excuse me.
You don't like the little cat person?
I didn't at first, mostly just because of like how he reacts with you.
Yeah.
Especially through the first couple months.
Yeah, he treats you kind of like a dummy. A lot of people do the first couple months, kind of treat you like an asshole.
But really besides that, Futaba, I think, is my favorite character in the entire game.
She's an incredible character. Really incredible character. I'm excited to meet her. We're gonna meet her.
Semi-spoil.
We're gonna meet her. You need to get off in October. We're gonna go meet her.
Yeah, no, well, it's like I said, early birthday present to me.
Yes.
I get a few things signed.
Yes, I cannot wait to meet her. She did. Shout out to.
he's gonna read the
shout out to Erica. You were incredible. You were incredible as Futaba. I almost spilled my Coke there. But yeah, really, the voice actors were phenomenal in this game. So that was your favorite. My favorite character overall, I would have to say, within the group, is obviously yourself. But my favorite, besides yourself, who I really, really love the most, I would have to say Makoto. I absolutely love Makoto. She was such a strong-willed character, but yet, you kind of help. We'll dive into story later. You help her out a little bit in a certain situation, but when I first met her and she was like a rat and stuff, and I was like, you're bad people. You're bad people. You're bad. But then when she actually joins your group and she finds her own path, per se, it just unlocks her. Like, she was so locked, and then she just unlocks and becomes such a amazing character from beginning to end.
I was going to say, her development through the whole game is probably the most fun to watch and watch unfold throughout the whole process of it.
Also, shout out to the voice actress of Lucy, because that's who that is. And if anybody watches Fairy Tail, the English voice actress for Lucy is Makoto.
Fairy Tail's been done for like ages.
Yeah, well, they're ending it right now with the movie, or they're making the movie.
Yeah, I forgot.
But
my bad.
It's Makoto. Makoto, I absolutely adore. I really loved everybody. Like, everybody's character was really good, but man, each character was layered. But Makoto, I absolutely adored, and I got so close to romancing her, and I end up not though. So let's go. Who was your least favorite? You already said kind of Morgana was your least favorite in the group.
Well, no. She not my least favorite in the group. That'd be Yusuke by far.
Yusuke is your least favorite? He's just artsy-fartsy guy?
He's just, to me, the least interesting person. Because I'm more of a jock. I'm more of the sports fan. Yeah. So Ryuji hit home with me more than Yusuke did.
However, there was a time you didn't like Ryuji, though.
Well, I don't think anybody likes Ryuji at first. No offense.
Yeah, he's kind of a brash jerk. He's a brash jerk.
He kind of grows on you a little more as the game progresses. You kind of get used to his...
When you do his confidant link, that's where you really see him progress.
See, I can't even talk to you about that yet. So
I will have to do in spoiler.
I didn't do mine, so...
Yeah. But okay, so Yusuke was your favorite. You just
No, Yusuke was my least favorite.
I'm sorry, Yusuke was your
least favorite of the playable characters.
Yeah,
in your group.
You just didn't get attached to him as much.
Yeah, I didn't like his skills and what his story was okay, but besides that, he's not my favorite character.
My
cool design for a character though. He definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely took it home when it came to style. In the group, at least.
Yeah, he's fun. He's an interesting character too, in the sense that he's kind of super artsy fartsy. So he's very elegant.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, "Dude, just be a dude." Like even
I think he does, but
it takes time for him to do that though.
Well, it's part of his story.
Yes, it's part of his.
Just been by himself.
For me, you said my least favorite already. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, Cassandra. You did such a great job voice acting Morgana. But Morgana, to me, had the most predictable story. I kind of figured, probably because playing the last previous games, I kind of saw what, was going to kind of go in that sense. But yet, they kind of still twisted it.
I didn't.
They still kind of
twist going on.
Like, they still twisted it a little bit and changed it up at the end, which was beautiful. Fast forward, because we're gonna get there later.
It's hard to talk about. It's hard not to talk about the ending of the game, right?
Yeah, and I don't want to say I don't want to say I hate it. Like, I loved all the characters, every single one, even the characters outside your party. I loved every single character. Just if it was my least favorite, if I had to make a choice, like Survivor, it would be Morgana.
There's one person that had to be chopped off.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, Morgana, you'd be the one to go, because Makoto kind of becomes a little bit more of the analyst later, and so does Futaba. She becomes more of the party helper. Then Morgana becomes more frontline, which is cool, which I liked a lot. But it kind of reminded me of a certain character. Hint, hint. If you ever played that game. So let's go with non-party. Who was your favorite? Oh shit!
Oh, this one's tough.
Because let's be fair, our first playthrough. None of us got all the confidant links. I actually ignored one completely.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he finished more than I did.
Oh, for sure. I only didn't max out 4. I maxed out all of them.
I'm gonna say my favorite one. My favorite interaction with one, at least, was.
It's a tough. They're all really good in this game. All really, really good. They're all useful too.
I can't say his trait because that's kind of a spoiler.
Well, don't say the trait.
I can't remember his name. The politician guy.
Oh, yes. He's really good.
His story is
Confidant
really
Link's son.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to say, but all right.
Yeah, but it doesn't really, like, you don't have to meet him.
His skills useful for you, first of all.
Well, we didn't mention that, so but go ahead.
Well, I'm not gonna get into details. Yeah. But his story is, I think his story is the most interesting of the ones I completed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Let me get that straight. Of the people I finished, I maxed out on my confidant list. I thought he had the most interesting story.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the one I finished first, which kind of, I think, surprised me.
Out of everybody, he was the first one?
I'm pretty sure he was the first one I finished.
Ryuji was the first one I maxed out of everybody.
I got to a point in his story where it got really good, and then I just wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see what was going to happen.
Because he really starts out down in the dumps. Everyone hates him. And you really help him out a lot, which is really cool in this game. Like, in all the Persona games, you have such a unique ability to really help people out.
It seems, and no offense to any of the other confidants or anything, but it seems that his gain from you helping him, trying to push him along, what you get back from it story-wise and in conversation with him and the other people that happen to pop up in his little story is awesome.
It's really good.
It's very interactive. It makes you want to, it makes you enjoy the character more.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah. And he's a really good guy. He really got blamed for something so
I like how he gets a little stern towards the end of the confidant list.
His confidence.
You see the politician in him starting to come back.
Yeah, his confidence comes back because you reinvigorate it, from his loins.
But that's also why one of the reasons why I liked his story a lot, because of how the story plays through the game, and you actually see
They give you a lot of hints in this game.
Perspective of it.
Yes.
Without without having to be in the cast.
Yes.
In the playable character.
They give you a lot of hints to this game, like, oh, this person you can talk to, said they, oh, I heard about this fortune teller. So it's like, oh shit, there's a fortune teller? So you go talk to the fortune teller. That's the only link I didn't do. But out of everybody I did, my favorite and the most useful, but I also liked her a lot the most, was Hifumi. She had such a tragic story. Like, it starts out very innocent. And then when you find out what really happens, well, which I'll talk about later, I won't spoil it here. It's really messed up, but her links are her skill is the most useful.
I was gonna say don't get too into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I won't say it, but it's the most useful. It helps you. That's the great part about this game too. Like, no offense to Persona 3 and 4, the older games, obviously. These are PS2 games, for Christ's sake. But all the social links outside your party were just simply there to get to know them, and then you would level them up to get the max persona that you wanted. With this game, each person outside your party makes you better. Yeah. And it's awesome. It's truly amazing innovation. Mm-hmm. Which, obviously, again, I'm not a game creator, because I would never have thought of that. No. I would never have thought of that. But Hifumi was an amazing human being. They all are. They're all really cool. They all have their unique personalities. But her, man, she really gets dealt a bad blow. Right, but she gets strong. She gets stronger at the end. And it's really, really good. I loved her tremendously. They're all really good, though. They're all really good. So, we already talked how you, like, would you agree that she was the most useful, or who was the most useful for you?
Useful-wise? Yeah. It's probably one I actually didn't finish, which was the little kid, the gamer.
Oh, yes. Shinya.
That was one
Shinya is very useful.
The one thing I regret during my playthrough is...
Live life with no regrets.
Yeah, but not being able to max him out so I can use a certain ability more often. And it kind of got annoying, especially towards the end of the game. But because there wasn't anything I could do about it.
Yeah, it would have been really useful to have some of that stuff. I didn't max him out either. I got him to level 5.
I think that's what mine ended at.
I got him at level 5, and I was like, I tried so hard to finish that said month, try to get all the links done.
Bro, it was rough. That last month was really rough.
And I missed Futaba by 1, so that's why there's only 4 I didn't max out. I would have had only 3 that I didn't max out.
Hers looked... I mean, I got hers up to 4 or 5, I think.
I got her right to 9.
Just to where it was useful enough to be okay throughout the
She is super useful, leveling her up. Like, she's
as soon as you can, work on her.
Yeah.
Do it.
Party-wise,
don't listen to me, but
I forgot to put that in here. Party-wise, who was the most useful? Probably Futaba. Morgana.
Morgana only left my lineup once. And
I constantly change my lineup.
I think she only mostly because I like his persona.
Zoro is badass.
Zoro's tight, and even the ultimate one when you finally max him out. And
yes, it's a unique change. Really unique change.
But the skills that he gets in particular are awesome. Yeah, especially really endgame.
Really good, yeah.
So it was hard. Like, it's him and Makoto were pretty much mainstays in my lineup, just because Makoto was so useful, and just like Morgana in so many different ways. And then obviously the last slot, always shuffling between Haru, Ann, and Ryuji. And the only time you ever saw Yusuke was at, you need to use some ice?
Yeah. And when you didn't have it, right, you used Yusuke.
Yeah. Or if I just needed a little, someone to get punched on a little bit.
For me, I would say Futaba. She was such a... Like, if you level her up correctly, which you usually will, if you get your kindness up enough. So, like, she would... unfortunately, it's randomized. It doesn't always happen, but she would charge your party up, or she would give you a stat boost, or she would heal you.
Replenish some of your SP.
Which is really useful in this game because you always lose it. So that's good for our character-wise for non-spoiler. Gameplay mechanics. Let's talk about how this game really works. Like what makes it a JRPG, stuff like that. I'll let you start off if you want to start off.
No, I want to hear your points because you have more experience with the game anyways, and can actually make references throughout the whole.
Yeah. So what it is? It's a JRPG. Which is a Japanese role playing game. If you guys don't know, it is a turn based game, which is a lost art in this time and age. But they make turn based very, very fun. Everything about this game has style, whether it's the menu, whether it's the opening, whether it's the music, whether it's the character designs, whether if you're just doing a skill. Everything is flashy to the point. Even when you finish the battle, it's a flashy screen. You're all high-fiving each other.
Just to add on to that, most people get bored with how, especially turn-based battles end.
Yes.
It's usually like a little victory dance, a freeze frame, you get your experience and everything else. The way that Persona does this, and it keeps it in action. So you finish the battle, you're walking away. Depending on who hit last, may get a little cutscene or whatever. Yeah. But the whole time,
which is really stylish too.
You're in motion. The frame, you never stop. So you're the main character. You're running along, and your experience and everything else pops up. Everybody's running behind you, and it'll sit there, and you'll just keep jogging along until you want to click X and continue on with the game.
And it goes right into the next.
But that is one thing I wanted to say. And it really has nothing to do with the gameplay. That was a bold move to put lyrics into the music to use as fight songs.
Yes.
And they do it while you're playing in the palaces and stuff.
All the game, it's interesting. It's a Japanese style game, but they sing all the lyrics in English. And it's done really, really well. Actually, back on the day, you used to have it. A few years ago, they had the Persona 4 concert where they actually had the live band, and it sounded exactly like the game to the T. They had all the live singers and everything. It's not on YouTube. They took it down, which it sucks. I remember I spent one summer night watching the whole thing. I was like, man, it was awesome. I wish I was there.
You can find a little mini concert for $5 on there.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
With the lady that does the.
Yeah, they went more of a jazzy style in the singing in this one. 4 was more J-rock, J-pop, and then 3 was more funk, more Japanese style funk.
Well, I mean, that's not a spoiler. We could talk about that, man.
Yeah. But, which is really cool, really interesting.
It's one of the best soundtracks to a game I've ever listened to.
It's really, really good. Another thing I want to talk about, and it's not the style, but the turn-based has a rhythm to it. The only battles that really take some time are boss battles, because you really got to use strategy. Actually, every battle's strategy. What you want to do is you want to attack the opponent's weakness, and then you want to baton pass, power up your party member, and then you want to crush your opponent, get an all-out attack, stuff like that.
They try to make it real smooth
where quick.
It's boom, 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 especially if you know
the weakness.
Unless you're completely unfamiliar with the game itself, like I was when I first
It's going to take you some time.
It took a little bit to get used to, what enemies do what enemies are weak to what. The insta-kills surprised the shit out of me towards the middle of the game. I was not expecting that. I had no idea they were even there. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, blessed, boom. And I died, and I was like in the middle of a palace, hadn't saved, and I was like, you son of a gun.
It sucks. It really does suck. Also, this is the first time since Persona 2 they brought back nuclear and psychic skills back. First time in a long time that we saw since Persona 2. I think the first Persona 2. Because Persona 2 is split into 2 parts. There's 2 games for it.
I think that was probably a good idea.
Well, it's really interesting.
Well, it gives it a little. It throws out a few more, bumps in the road that you have to worry about.
Well, it's literally a direct continuation. Well, another story for another day. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But they brought that back. It's very smooth in everything. They made it flashier. They put basically on your controllers. Basically what, change your persona, attack, anything like that. It's really quick. A lot of people get turned off by the word turn-based, but give it a shot. It's very flashy. It's a rhythm. The game, everything you do in the game is a rhythm. Let's talk about what Persona's always about. It's the bonds. The game's about forming bonds. They call them confidant links in Persona 5 because it runs with Phantom Thieves a little bit more because you're Phantom Thieves. So you need a confidant when you're a Phantom Thief, and then you learn from each confidant, and you get better, which is really interesting.
This was my biggest turnoff to the game when he first told me about it. Was the whole life simulator aspect to it. I didn't know how it was going to work because I'd never played a Persona before.
This is his first game, and I'm so jealous. So jealous.
And I think most of it had to do with the story. I think if you don't have an interesting story and you don't have interesting characters in that story, to try and pull off a simulation game, especially where you're meant to spend time with these characters and walking around this place and discovering new things and new places to hang out and whatever, you have to make that interesting. You have to make it entertaining. And it was. I never had so much fun just, oh, what do I want to do? Like, planning a day. Like, oh, what do I want to do today? I wake up. Oh, well, let's go watch a movie. I'll go watch a movie, and of course I'm by myself. This is well before you start hanging out with people and everything. And they're like, oh, what can I do after this? Oh, let's go to the batting cages. Like, all right. You level up
hit a home run.
Things.
Hit some home runs.
Little things. It's just entertainment. And then you go later on in the game and you're able to start making these bonds or start building on these bonds. And it's just like the first time Ryuji asks you to hang out. And you guys go down and you kind of figure out a little bit of his story. And literally, like in real life, how you would meet somebody, you kind of, oh yeah, we kind of have a similar interest, and then you hang out once, and then one thing leads to another, go down the line, you become a little bit better friends, then you bump into another person, and you have to do the same thing over again, and then it does kind of get a little hectic at one point, because
if you want to max everything out,
you are trying to manage, like, oh, well, I'm so far along here, and I'm having so much fun with him, but I want to see where she's gonna take me.
Hang out.
And then you're kind of trying to make a decision. Like, that's
very much like real life too. It's like someone hits you up. It's like, like I really want to chill with her, but you know what? Maybe I should chill with my bro tonight.
And that's the only complaint I'm gonna have about the actual making bonds part is that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do wish there was I understand that they make the game to where it's hard to complete everything. And it's
at least first time through it.
Oh,
just play it. This is my best advice. Do not go into this thinking you're gonna max out everybody. Just what you want to do is max out all your social stats. So your guts, your courage, your knowledge, your kindness, and then your proficiency. Max all that out. That's all you want to do, and then worry about a max social link or confidant link run the next playthrough, because you will play again. You'll put it down for a little bit, but you will want to go back and see everyone finish.
A break is necessary, for sure.
Absolutely.
After finishing this game, especially for the first time, I needed a break. I was
after putting really 170 hours,
real emotional after the game ended, because, like you said, I invested a lot of time in it, and it was a great experience.
But that's what I love about this game a lot. It's a lot that you can relate to. It's a lot of real life. It's like, oh, right, like I want to, like On hit me up today. I got to hang with her and help her out.
One more thing I want to say about the bonds.
Yes.
I wish there was more of like a punishment, or kind of like something, like if you don't build someone up high enough and maybe they're in your party, like, oh, maybe they don't want to listen to your battle commands or something like that. Like some kind of a punishment for not doing it.
There is a punishment if you romance all the girls.
That's different. That's
we'll get to that in the spoilers section.
I'm talking about in battle.
Yeah.
Your actual playable characters.
That's
like,
funny that you mentioned that, because 3 and 4 actually have, like, you do get punished if you don't do certain things.
That would have been tight. I could see why they might have left it out in this game, just because it might not have really fit
per se
where they were trying to make it go.
Another thing about Persona, each game has a theme. Very much Persona 3 is pretty much, fate/death.
Yeah.
Persona 4 is about finding the truth. And what would you say is Persona 5's theme? What did you really want to do? What was oppressing you and what you wanted to do?
Myself? I mean,
I think you know it deep down. You just don't know what the word is. I'll get it for you.
I want to hear what you're gonna say.
It's freedom. You want to break free from those chains of society. Everyone that breaks you down. Every single person you talk to in this game is weighed down by society. Whether it's a jerk adult or a jerky kid or blah blah blah. Well, the game's a lot of corruption of adults. But that's what it's about. It's about freedom and breaking free from those chains that have enslaved you. And it's an interesting take on it. And that's why it's kind of interesting in this game, because you actually are a criminal. You have a criminal record, and you are immediately judged. Right when you get to your new school, everyone immediately judges you.
It's just like going to a new school anywhere else.
Yep. But when you have a criminal record, even your own guardian at the time, Sojiro, even judges you immediately. But he ends up being a really cool guy. We'll get to that later. But that's what the game's really about. That's what Persona 5's about. It's that freedom. When they announced the game, it's like, the tagline is, "Are you a slave? Do you want emancipation?" And that's what it is. You want to free yourself from these chains. And that's what it really is. It's everything that weighs you down. It's everything that judges you, but you fight through it anyway. And you break free from it. And that's what the game's about. It's an incredible experience, incredible ride from beginning to end. I would say only 10% of the game is predictable to me.
It does a really good job at making you think that you're in prison the entire game, and up until the very end.
Even the Velvet Room in this game is a prison. You are chained up. You are in a jail cell.
It really didn't hit me until like a couple days ago, but the whole theme to that room and how you're locked in it.
Yes,
you're locked in your cell the whole entire game.
The whole game.
And yeah,
because you're supposed to get rehabilitated. Quotation mark there.
I always thought that was funny.
But let's talk about the uniqueness of the dungeons in this game. There's two different ones. There's the palaces, which they kind of changed it up. It's kind of similar to 4, and then Mementos, which is a endless randomized dungeon that you keep going downwards, which is very much like Persona 3. So they kind of combined the two in such a unique way that it's really, really good. The palaces is such a brilliant idea of, this is what I really want to ask you. What would your palace be? Or would yours be a combination of palaces from what you played?
That's funny.
Non-spoiler.
What would mine actually be, like, if I actually had one?
I've had multiple people say I would be Kamoshida, but I'm like, I guess, because I call myself the GG. Right. Well, it's just a joke. I don't think well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we have to find out in the nav. Like, let's just, hit...
Levi perched up in his castle wearing his nice little pink-hearted underwear and his cape.
Well, it would be gold underwear.
Whatever. Pink heart sounds better.
So, it's interesting. I want to give a shout out to Gabby. She asked me this question.
That's a good question.
She asked me this question. She texted me because she said hers would be a combination of Futaba's, I believe.
So a tube?
Yeah, it would be Futaba.
Sorry for the slight spoilers.
Yeah, you're fine.
Slight.
Like, that doesn't ruin anything. She asked me that, and I was like, wow. Like, I really didn't think deep about that. Right? You're still pondering. But I guess mine would be... that's a really good question, because I really don't know. I don't know if I would even have... I'm sure I would, because I joke around too much. And, I call myself the GG and Friends podcast. Spoiler cast, welcome to it. Golden Gun Friends.
Levi's Palace is this, like, big television studio. You can't bust in. His podcast is on, like...
I figured... Yeah.
High defense.
I feel like I would be a combination of things. Like, I would have to really think about it of... I think she said she would be a combination of... Yeah, Futaba.
I like Futaba's because...
Hers was rough emotionally, though. Hers was a...
It was the most emotional out of them.
Yeah, because the other ones you are doing because you need to. This one, it's you're trying to help a cutie pie.
Well, some of them feel really bad for at the end of them.
Yes, you do. Even Kamoshida's.
I almost felt No, I hated him, but at the end of it,
I felt bad for him.
He might have been the one I felt most for after it was said and done.
And let's explain that a little bit, what a palace is. So, for example, we'll spoil only the first one on the non-spoiler one here, because it's the first one you do. It's Kamoshida, and his palace, this guy is a former Olympian. He mistreats his students a little bit, per se. Not a little bit, he does a lot. He thinks the gym is his...
He thinks it's a school.
It's
not just the gym. The entire school.
School is his palace.
Castle.
He runs it.
He thinks it's his castle.
Yeah,
he can say palace because that's what it is.
You're right. My bad. It's his castle. He runs it. That's what it is, and he's dominant. He's dominant.
He's the king of the castle.
He's the king. He's a gold Olympian. You got to do what he says. He has no restrictions. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, and it's a brilliant way to explain characters in this game, to the point where he's so objectified by Ann. That's just all he sees her as the object. A conquest.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
but the first scene in the game is real. It says
dark.
A lot.
It's dark.
About the first 20 hours of the game.
This game does a good job mixing these two together, because this one, Persona 3 is very dark. Persona 4 has its dark moments but has a lot more lighthearted. Persona 5 combines the two in a perfect symmetry. There's a lot of dark moments, and then there's a lot of happy moments as well, for sure, which is really, really good. But that's what we'll explain about the palace a little bit. We already talked about Mementos. It's a endless dungeon. I don't want to spoil that here.
No, we can't spoil it, but let's talk about it, because
it's a big part of the game.
From what
it's
I've
a huge
heard
part of the game.
In older games, the dungeon exploration was one of the worst parts of the game itself.
Yes, and they fixed that with Persona 5 with the palaces, because you could attack a dungeon multiple different ways.
The palaces were cool because they were puzzle solving. You got to get through this to get to a boss. Mementos is
random every time. It's very much like.
But the way it works.
It's it's very straightforward.
It's linear.
It's very straightforward. It's very much reminds you of 3 and 4, because the dungeons in 4 were pretty. It's just get to the end. Yeah. Just get to the end. They always had a cool theme though and everything, including a strip club in Persona 4.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny. It's a great story. I hope you play it one day. But we'll talk like you said, it's Mentos is very linear, while the palaces you have to do a certain thing before you finish it, which is really good. We won't get into that. But very, very good, very well detailed. Each one got harder. Were they too hard?
Sure. No,
or were you think just right?
As far as actually getting through the palaces themselves, no. I didn't think any of them were over the top. None of the puzzles were ridiculous.
I say the last one was pretty damn tough. Ascending, and
through the palace.
No, that last dungeon where you're ascending, which we won't spoil. You're just ascending up to that. Yeah, for me, that was like, where would it end?
But that's not,
because there was no save points. There was one save point in the beginning.
It wasn't difficult, as in actually making your way through the palace.
No. But I meant
and it wasn't necessarily a palace either. So
true, but it's the last dungeon for sure. Saying it's really, really good. Really well done. I just gotta golf clap to Atlus here. I didn't know how you could do it, but you did. You topped Persona 4 Golden.
It made me like a JRPG again.
Yeah.
The last one I really liked was Bravely Default.
And what's Bravely Default? Final Fantasy. Traditional Final Fantasy. Bring it back. You heard it here in Golden God and Friends podcast first.
It's awesome.
Final Fantasy 16 or 17 will go back to turn-based. One of them will do it.
I don't think so.
So,
I think
let's end non-spoilers here. We're right towards the end. How impactful was the story for you? Non-spoiler-wise. How, your first time...
All right,
did you, feel like the protagonist? How impactful was it?
For the majority of my first playthrough, I really did. I was engaged. I thought I was this person. It fell off a little more towards the end of the game.
Because it's a little predictable, I would say.
It does start to get a little more
That's why I say 10% of the game is predictable, but 90% of the game is...
But at the same time, there were a few directions that I didn't like. I didn't like how the game
Is that in the
necessarily
spoiler?
ended.
And you want to talk about that?
Well, I'm gonna go into
okay.
details about it during the spoiler.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I didn't like how a few the way it was heading towards the end of the game. The few roads that it was going down weren't necessarily my favorite way to end a game.
Yes,
but it didn't make any difference to when it came to the story and how I felt going through it. I did kind of lose interest towards the end of it, but like you said, it was more because of predictability and just kind of like being 190 hours into this game. I kind of just wanted to get like, I wanted to be like, oh come on, I'm so close.
You motivated me. You motivated me a lot because I went ham sandwich for like 3 days to finish it.
I told you.
I was like, but I loved every second of it, even though it was a little predictable. Yeah. But I loved every second of that game.
I thought
and the ending was a lot more.
I thought the game was going to end, and it didn't. And when it didn't, I was kind of like,
well, it would have if you chose wrong.
There's more, and I was like,
if you chose wrong,
I'm not disappointed. There's more. I'm loving my experience, my time with this, but like,
you would have if you would have chose wrong, you would have for sure.
Well, I'm glad I didn't choose wrong.
Yeah.
I want to get the true ending, my first playthrough through.
So the feeling I get from Persona 3 and 4, the endings are very sad, but beautiful at the same time.
This one wasn't.
This one, I liked how it ended. It ended really beautifully. They ended on a high note, and we'll talk about it later in the second part of the cast there. Who were your, who did you get attached to character-wise the most, inside your group, outside your group? I know we kind of talked about, like, who was your favorite useful character else, but who emotional? Did you get attached to everybody, or do you want me to start off?
You can start off.
Okay, I'll start off.
Because I really didn't get too attached to anyone.
You say that, but I know you really like.
But there are a few characters that I enjoyed a lot.
We'll talk about who we romanced too. We'll talk about that in the spoiler part because we finished their confidant link, so it ends in a unique way. Some fun times.
Maybe
Golden God and Friends podcast. For me, I really got attached to everybody. I really felt like I was the leader, and all these people looked up to me. And every time I thought I was gonna romance a particular girl, it's like a new one would walk in, and I'd be like, I get to know her. I'll get to know like Futaba or Haru or Hifume, and I'm like,
Futaba, bro, she's too young.
And she, it's okay. It's legal in Japan. Because you're 16 in the game.
I didn't say that.
Or are you 17 in the game?
I'm gonna assume you're 17.
You're 17, but she's 16. Or
15. She was 15.
15? Well, that's 2 years. That ain't nothing, bro.
That's
2 year difference, bro. Yeah. Not in their country.
Whatever, bro. Yeah, that's your topic.
Yes, for sure. But I can really
I didn't have that problem.
Like, yeah, I know. You romanced who you wanted to right from the get-go. But I really enjoyed, I got to know all these characters, because I only did not finish 4 links, confidant links. I was so close to maxing everybody out. It's insane.
That's crazy, now that I'm thinking about it, because,
I did a good job. I played it before.
I know there was a good chunk of the game where I kind of just slacked off and kind of just did whatever I wanted to, and I didn't
You didn't know, though. You didn't know, though.
But at the same time, even going back and looking, thinking about it, I don't know how I could have maxed out everyone.
It's hard in the first playthrough. Second play, because for example, you meet Futaba and then you have to get level 4 kindness. Well, so if you don't have that level 4 kindness right there,
not even can't get just Futaba, because
it's everybody. It's everybody levels. Yeah.
Slight spoilers if you want to leave for a second. Go ahead. She's in the middle, but it's the one after that where it's so late in the game that it's like, how am I supposed to build you up, especially when I want to finish this, and then
I did.
And then on top of that,
she's a sweetie pie. You don't take that away from
her.
I
didn't get the a Y until mad late too, and there was no way I was finishing a Y.
I actually missed out on because I had to dive into his mementos.
See, I didn't do that,
and I didn't get a chance.
I don't want to hear it. If you're gonna spoil it,
no. I didn't get a chance, Chad. I couldn't do it because you have to do that for these certain people.
Yeah.
That's one thing we left out in Mementos. I'm sorry. You will get requests from people, and you will help people out by beating their shadow, and then you unlock their kindness.
So people are mean to certain people, and then you gotta go snatch their hearts.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, you know, you have to do it with a lot of your social links, your confidant links. You have to do it for a lot. Futaba especially, you had to do it like 3 times. Like 3 times. Slight spoiler.
Keeping on the non-spoiler side, what did you think about the whole take your heart thing?
I absolutely thought it was... Saying it is cheesy, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant how it was handled.
You didn't think it was going to be as literal as it literally is.
No, after playing Persona, after playing these, it's definitely the literal meaning. Right? It is the literal meaning.
I was like, oh, you're just gonna go in and beat these people up and make them, you know, obviously like just kind of knock some sense into them. It's like, no, you're really.
But there's a huge consequence if you don't do it right, and we'll talk about it in spoiler. We'll talk about it in spoiler. Because it weighs heavy on your heart. Like, is this really
the right thing? Is
what you're
doing really the right thing to do?
Is it really the right thing to do? Like, let's talk about that right now. If you know somebody that's really struggling and really is having a bad time, like Futaba, you know, and I know a few people like that, and you need to really believe in yourself, people. Shout out, you know. Don't ever doubt yourself in life. Seriously, we got real for a little bit, but don't doubt yourself. But would you do that? If someone had a palace and was so low in the dumps, and you were like, you know what, we're going to go in there and we're going to take your heart.
Secretly put on a mask, travel into a metaverse and do this, yeah. Where no one would see me, in a heartbeat.
You would in a heartbeat. You just know consequences at all.
You gotta think, Levi.
There's always consequences, but a lot of people don't think about the
consequences to everything.
Yeah,
whether they're good or bad, it doesn't matter.
There's a huge consequence in this game too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like there's a lot of huge consequences. That's why I like about this game, because it's real life in a lot of ways. You know, but I like how you're just like, no, you're like, yeah, I'll just go do it.
Go and do it.
For me, I would really have to.
Most people don't have the courage to even acknowledge the fact that there's something wrong.
Yes, you're absolutely right, but I don't. Is that morally right? And that's what I love about this game. It's a moral gray area. You don't know if it's wrong or right. It's a moral.
There is no right or wrong, because everything operates in this gray area. No one knows that you're doing it.
Yeah. Well,
we'll
talk about later.
For the most part, no one knows you're doing it.
We'll talk about later, but it's interesting. It's a question I want to ask you guys too. If you had the power to change someone's heart,
leave a comment. Let us know.
Let us know. Let us know on the podcast here.
Leave comments anyways.
Yeah.
Complain about something.
I read them. I really like it, guys. We've only got 1 negative comment out of 400 views. We've only got 1 negative comment. Everything else has been positive, and it's been good. It's been really awesome. And I'm glad you guys are liking it. But tell us to get better. We want to get better. We're here for you. You know, it's about you guys. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, we're just talking about Persona. I mean.
All right. So the last thing, non-spoiler-wise, we'll talk about. Yeah, it is super fun. We'll talk about, and then we'll go to the spoilers. It's the voice acting. What'd you think of it?
It's fantastic. And okay, I'm gonna.
And who was your favorite?
Probably Ryuji's.
Yeah. He did a good job.
It was really annoying at first.
Yeah.
But once everybody else started getting into the mix and everything, like his excitement throughout the whole thing just stuck out. And anytime that he spoke, you knew he was going to say something stupid.
Yeah, that's his shtick. And everybody has a friend like that.
It was good. It was funny.
Everybody has a friend like that, though. He reminds me of so many people.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
And he's deep down, he's a really good bro.
It's a goofball. He's a goofball.
He's a total goofball, but he's a good bro, and he'll have your back. And it's interesting because we'll talk about more of his story in the spoiler section,
which you probably know way more than
we'll talk a little bit. We'll talk about why he hates Kamoshida so much.
Unfortunately, in our spoiler section, Levi's going to do a lot more confident talking than I am.
Probably. Yeah.
I only finished, like, I think it was 5 or 6. And he did the same exact ones I did, so...
Yeah, but we'll have nice input about it.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have nice input.
We'll be able to see if any of our experiences
So, Ryuji was your favorite? My favorite... I felt like...
As far as the voice actors, yes. I will say
Who was your least favorite?
Well, let me say one more thing.
Yeah. You say whatever you want.
I started the game in Japanese.
Because
I prefer...
the
Japanese voice actors, usually, over American voice actors. It's same way with anime. I'd rather read subtitles than listen to American people try and act like Luffy. It's hilarious.
It's an art form now, though.
It's good, and they're getting a lot better. I've always preferred Japanese voice actors.
And this game will make you realize how good
okay,
it is.
this is the point I switched.
They only
though.
brought one person back from the previous Persona games. Everybody else was new.
Acting?
Yeah, everybody was new.
For Americans.
Yeah,
Japanese?
for America.
Okay.
Japanese, I think it was all new.
Completely different.
Yeah. There's new sound, new people.
All right, the one thing
Which
I'm
I
gonna say
I
is
respect
there are subtitles up until
the
cutscenes,
which makes no sense to me.
It makes sense because I don't think they wanted to distract you during
the cutscene.
A
lot of great cutscenes.
So,
I wish there was
especially because it's the first cutscene you see, and I'm like, I don't know what they just said. I was like, I had to go back and replay it. I had to put it on English, and I literally left it on English for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
just because there are cutscenes all the time. And
Atlus USA, it's a testament to you and the English voice actors. Each one I really felt really good. When I saw the voice acting list, Persona is the reason why they got me into voice. That's why I know Troy Baker, Nolan North, and all these people now, and I'm getting autographs from them. Shout out to you guys. But when I saw the list and I saw they were bringing Matthew Mercer back, I was like, as Yusuke? I was like, no, that's not gonna work at all.
Oh, it worked.
But man, he killed it. Because he slight spoiler in the Persona 4. Let me.
I was about to say he's thinking out of the box.
The Persona 4 anime here. The first half is Troy Baker as Kanji. The second half is Matthew Mercer. And they're so close together, but I've listened to them so much now that I can tell which one's which now. But Matthew Mercer, you nailed Yusuke. I couldn't believe how well he's unboxing it. How well you did on it. It's really, really good.
Boxing this, I'm gonna take this home with me.
It's a. I wanna. They only have one episode of the Persona 5 anime. I wish they would make more.
I actually, if you haven't played this game yet. I
would play the game first before you watch the anime.
You don't have to. It's not gonna.
With this one, you do. You should play the game first.
Yeah. I'm talking about 5 though. If you
5,
haven't played the game and you want to just kind of get some concept on like how it looks, go watch the anime because it actually does a decent job at showing you what the game
explains
what the game is actually like.
Like how you handle quests and everything. It's really good. Really good. I love that episode. I wish they would make more. I think they will eventually.
There's going to be a movie, bro.
Anything non-spoiler you want to talk about, or is that it? And we go right into the spoiler section. Anything you want to talk... One thing we didn't really talk about is what you are in this game, and it's Phantom Thieves. You are Phantom Thieves. You infiltrate palace. You steal hearts, literally. And then you infiltrate palaces and you send calling cards, which is really cool.
The calling card thing's awesome.
Because what do thieves always want?
To be acknowledged.
Treasure.
Not to be acknowledged. You want people to know that you're stealing their stuff.
Yes. But they always...
Because they don't even care. We don't care about the treasure in this game. There's actually no treasure.
There's one character that really does. I don't know. We had a lot of parties.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. My bad.
I don't know. We spent a lot of the treasure money on parties and buffets and stuff. Slight spoiler, but anything else you wanted to talk about?
We sold the treasure immediately.
Yeah, let's
go eat.
Yeah.
So if anything, we really love food.
Yeah, especially one particular female in this game.
Sweets, chocolate, cake. I'm surprised she's not fat.
Yeah, and she's a model. So anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we should take about a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Put it on pause, let people digest what they just heard.
Yeah.
See if they have anything to say about it. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see it because this video is going to go up later.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Buy the game.
Buy the game. Buy it. If you're going to actually invest the time in it, buy it. If you're just interested in it, find somebody who has it. Get a hold of one of us. I'll send you my copy of it. Or I'll make a copy. Maybe I'll just buy you one. I don't know.
I like how you rethought that to me. Like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that.
I want my copy. It is the first one I finished, so it's kind of like it's going up on a mantle for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, give it a try. It's not going to hurt if you don't enjoy it. If you don't get right into it, just stop playing it. Because if you can't hop into a game and enjoy it immediately, you're probably not going to enjoy it 5 hours into it. You're probably not going to enjoy it 10 hours into it. So get on it, play it, give it a shot. And if anything, download the CD. Listen to the music. Like, that alone will probably get you to want to play the game because all the music's in the game. And it's a great album. I don't even know how many songs are on it. Even the ones without lyrics, even like the little battle themes.
It's really beautiful.
It's
really
all
beautiful.
Good.
The last thing I gotta say is get outside your comfort zone, just like Chad just said. Give things a chance, and you never know. I've used to recommend this game to so many people that did not like anime, did not like Japanese style stuff, but had a Vita, and every time they would come back to me and be like, "This game's amazing." Alone,
Shoot,
Persona 5.
If you're just interested in going to Japan, pick up this game.
Well, with Persona 5, I've recommended so many people to this game, including yourself, and everyone has come back positive. Even people that don't like anime or don't like that get over that like very Japanesey hump. But if you can just give it a shot, you're gonna like this game, and I know it because I've seen so many people on message boards go, "I never played a Persona game, but I'm gonna play this one because it looks great." And this is their Final Fantasy VII. It is the game that has exploded. 3 started it, 4 kept building the following and took it to new heights. Obviously, with all the spin-offs. And then 5 is capitalizing it immensely. It is so good. It's so well done. The 20th anniversary, very, 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 very proud of this game. I'm excited to see where it goes if they do a Persona 6 sometime soon, or they're going to have numerous spin-offs for this one for sure, too. I know it. But very excited. Get it outside your comfort zone. Try it out. You never know. There's a lot of things to do it now. You can go on Twitch to watch gameplay. You can go on YouTube to watch gameplay. You can, Redbox it. There's, Gamefly it. Just try it. Give it a shot. You'll love it. Thank you so much for joining our non-spoiler cast. Straussman the GG. He's out with Chad.